Hey guys, how you doing? I'm Nick Landers, and this is Success Starter Kit. So I wanted to share a story that when I used to run track in high school, and some of you know I ran track in college. In 10th grade, was actually my first year running track. And I think we were at the region track meet at the end of the season, and I was supposed to be running something. And my coach, Tim Kemp, he's a heavy hitter in the coaching world, and so I was set to run the 400 meter. And because it's such a big event, he's going around the infield and he's trying to tell everybody what to do and how to get ready. And he sees me, and I'm kind of doing like whatever. I'm just kind of like ho hum about it. And then he sees me stretching, and I'm kind of ho hum about the stretching. And then he comes over, and I'm doing the one where you sit down and you touch your toes. And I don't even think my hands were even touching my toes. So he comes behind me, he puts his hands on my shoulders, and he starts pushing me. And I'm not flexible at all, and my legs start trembling, and my back starts tightening up, and I'm like, yo, you gotta like back up. He's like, no, you gotta be limber, you gotta be ready to go. And I was like, man, this is not for me. He proceeds to stretch me like the full everything, and my leg behind me, my arm behind me, and I'm sweating like crazy. And he says, okay, let's get up. Let's run some sprints up and down the field. Let's run some build-ups. And so I'm going off and I'm doing those things, right? Next thing you know, I'm tired. I'm completely exhausted. And I'm saying, Coach, I'm going to be too tired to run. And he says, but this is just a warm-up. And I said, this isn't a warm-up. This is like a full heavy workout. Like this is like close to the real thing. He says, Nicholas, this is just a warm-up. He says, if this is what you've been doing the entire season, no wonder you are where you are in your ability level. And I remember that to this day, and it hurt my feelings, right? And so what I thought about that was like, wow, I was losing races because I wasn't competent in the basics. The basics, warming up, wore me out. The basics made me tired. I hadn't mastered the basic level, and so I was failing against people who were more advanced. And while I know that sounds like duh, for me, it was like a eureka moment, because I thought, wow, because I didn't really understand why I was losing. There are steps to being successful. There are steps to mastery. If you're failing on a basic level, right, if you don't even understand what it takes to win on a fundamental level, you can never succeed on a larger level. Right? I went on to be a region champion. I went on to finish 4th in the state. I went on to go on to college on an athletic scholarship. Because after that, next season, I used to work out in my warm-up like it was race day, like every day. I took it to like the levels where I was almost ready to puke in the warm-up. I was sweating, I was drenched. But my fitness level was so elite that I wasn't tired, that even after I did all those things, I could still compete at a high level, right? The issue I have with some of you is that you're getting tired doing the basics. You have a dream, you got a goal, you got a vision. Organizing your time wears you out. Planning makes you tired. Getting up in the morning makes you tired. The fundamentals of your business, P&L statements, dealing with customers, this stuff is basic. It's not even advanced. And some of these things get you in such a tizzy that you can't function. What I want you to kind of extrapolate from this is the little things can't wear you out. The little things can't make you tired. Showing up is, you don't get an award for showing up. Some of you want an award and to be patted on the back for doing the least and exhibiting the least amount of effort, because you think that part is somehow critical to success, and it's not. It's not. There's more to it than showing up. While showing up is important, right? If you're not going to do the right things when you show up, then there's no point in showing up, right? If you're not going to do things the right way, you're already going down the wrong path. Here's what I want you to take from that. Like I was a garbage runner in 10th grade. I was losing. I wasn't really competitive. And the reason I wasn't competitive is because I thought the end, I thought the outcome was the most important thing, right? I failed to see all of the little steps in between that makes the outcome possible. I didn't think warming up was actually essential to winning. You know, like I thought I could just literally show up, do a little, and then run. And I didn't realize that nutrition is part of this, and eating right the night before is part of this, and stretching is part of this, and having peak flexibility is important. I didn't realize that having the right mindset going into the race was important. I literally just thought, run, finish, and you take whatever result you get from that. And winners, champions, what they do is they prepare to win. There's a difference between preparing to win and preparing to compete, right? There's a difference between preparing to succeed and preparing to just show up. And what I was doing was I was getting my mind around, okay, Saturday there's a track meet, I'll be there. Versus later on in my career, in my mind it was, okay, Saturday's the opportunity for me to showcase my skills and abilities and to take off and prove myself on the collegiate level and so forth. And so in order to win, you have got to understand that you must give complete devotion to every level, to every phase of the process. The beginning is a phase. The middle is a phase. The end is a phase. What I mean by that in the track analogy is that eating right the night before, eating right the day of, showing up with a positive attitude and a winning mindset, competing at a high level, giving 100% effort in the middle of it. At the end of the race, the last 100 meters, last 50 meters, keeping my mind focused and remember to keep my form and my mechanics throughout that. And then the end of the race and having the cool down and to have a little banana or something like that to work on cramps. Make sure you don't get those at the end of the race. Shaking the hands of your team, your opponents, and showing sportsmanship. That is the race. The whole thing is the race, not just the running. I was getting winded and I was getting worked from the warm-up. And yet I thought I was ready to compete. And some of you believe you're ready to compete and you haven't assembled any of the tools or the resources or the mindset to even be competitive at all, okay? And so, magic key, master every phase of the process, not just one.